Hi everybody, Seafood Johnny here again. Today I would like to do a sort of a nunchuck tutorial for you. A few students that are interested in nunchucks, and we don't get enough real chance to go over nunchuck in class. So I'd like to do this little tutorial, kind of help you out to study at home, train at home, and kind of go over some of the smaller details of the nunchuck. I have a pair here. They are wooden, round nunchucks. There's a lot of different kinds of nunchucks that you can use. A lot of people like to start with the foam ones because they don't, want to whack themselves with wooden and stuff like that. So whatever your goal is for the nunchuck, if you want to get a good workout, you want a heavier nunchuck. If you want to just learn the technique without hurting yourself, you might go for foam, or if you're a child, I would definitely recommend foam. Myself, I like to use wooden ones because if I make a mistake, I want to whack myself. I want to know that it hurts, and I also want to know that I can use them for a weapon. And that is probably one of the main differences between the way I teach nunchuck and the way that a lot of people do. A lot of people teach them today. They do a lot of spinning and throwing them up in the air and all this crazy stuff. I teach a method that is useful for combat. So anyway, to start off with, I like to hold my nunchuck closer up towards the chain. A lot of people say that you should hold them towards the middle, or even some say towards the bottom, so that you have more reach, so that you can reach out further. That's all great and fine and dandy, but you lose control. So the higher up towards the chain that you hold them, the better control that you have. So we'll start off with a basic spin. We'll start off from about a medium horse stance. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to spin them backwards. I've got them in my right hand, just spinning them backwards. Notice I'm not doing this. I'm not swinging my arm a lot, just my wrist. So the spin comes from the wrist. Try to keep them going as much as possible, straight up and down, not to the side, because you'll end up whacking yourself in the head. All right, we'll do that for a couple minutes. Now we're going to go back, hit the back of your arm, and we're going to spin forward. So we're going the opposite direction now. Now from here, I'm going to go under my leg, spin twice, and over my arm and catch. You say, oh, that was awfully fast. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a little slower. I went under my leg, I spun twice, I went over my arm and caught under my armpit. And our first pass that we're going to work on is based on that same basic principle. I'm going to drop the top one, I'm going to swing over the other side and catch it under my armpit here. Drop the top, over the other side. Drop the top, over the other side. I'm going to keep that going for a few seconds here. Just passing back and forth from side to side. Very basic pass, very, very important that you learn this pass, because all your nunchuck basics are pretty much going to go off of this. It also helps you to get a good feel for your weapon. Alright, now from here I'm going to catch on this side. I'm going to go over and catch under my armpit. Now notice I'm catching the stick, not the chain. A lot of times when people first start, they grab too far down on the nunchuck, they catch the chain, and it comes right up and whacks them in the head. It's another reason why I like to hold higher up on the nunchuck. So again, under the armpit here, under the armpit, under the armpit, under the armpit, under the armpit. Now right here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to smack it out for the strike. So I'm snapping the nunchuck out from my armpit, straight out. I'm going to go over my arm, catch behind my arm, or under my armpit, swing over to the other side, under this armpit, out and back, out and back. Good. Catch here. Now I'm going to drop them, spin to the other side a couple times, just like that there. Do one more pass today. We're going to go around behind your back and catch. Up over your other side. Behind the back, catch, over the other side. Behind the back, catch, over the other side. Behind the back, catch, over the itself there. All right, now we're going to work on, to me, what I think is probably your most important couple of techniques with your nunchucks. Probably your most practical. First of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my nunchuck in my lead hand. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to swing back and forth just like this. I'm reaching out to smack that guy coming in. And we're going to do, we'll do say 10 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we're going to go a little lower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And very low. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now those of you who have had the angles in class, the angles of attack, you would recognize that angle as an angles 3 and 4. Angles 3 and 4, because they're coming straight across. So now we're going to go for angles 1 and 8, up and back, or down and back, at an angles 1 and 8, down and back, just like that, down and back. I say these are the most important techniques that you can practice with your nunchuck, because this is when you're actually smacking somebody. You know, all the spinning and passing and all that stuff is important. I need to be able to change hands, like we were talking about earlier. I need to be able to do all that. But more importantly, I need to be able to use them to defend myself. So I need to be able and comfortable with swinging them, getting them out there, and hitting somebody. And another thing too, a lot of people don't practice. They spend all this time spinning the nunchuck around at the air, and they're not hitting anything. It's important that you practice, like maybe hitting a heavy bag, or even a tree, something that when you hit it, it's going to make that nunchuck come back, because there is a rebound every time you hit something. And a lot of people don't realize that. They do all the practicing nunchucks on the air, and then the first time they actually hit something, it comes back at them, they get smacked in the head and they're surprised. So you need to practice, in order to be able to use them effectively, you need to actually be practicing hitting stuff with your nunchuck. All right, so again, you had your straight across strike, you had your angles 1 and 8. Now obviously all of these can be practiced from the other side. I'm using my right hand. I would like for you to practice on both sides, your right and left sides as well. I'm going to teach you one more technique today, and that is your figure 8. So the figure 8, you're going to make the shape of an 8 in the air with your nunchuck. So you're putting them in front of you. This is probably one of my all-time favorite nunchuck techniques, because it kind of creates a shield around me. You know, somebody's trying to get into me with a knife, they can't get close to me with that knife. Every time they're trying to come in on me, I'm just smacking them, right? So think of each one of these as a strike. So right here, I'm striking down, boom, I'm coming around, I'm striking down. Down, down. So that's your motion. Basically 2 strikes there. Angles 1 and 2. And if you've learned your angles, you should know angle 1 coming down this way, angle 2 coming down this way. And that creates an X in front of you, and when you use a nunchuck, it creates the figure 8. Now we're going to catch under the armpit and jumbi. And that is your basic nunchuck tutorial. I know I went over it awfully fast, but you can rewind and continue to review this as much as possible. Have a great day.